chose
Okay.
going deeper.
What important life lessons have you learned from being single?
Oh,
Well, I'm married, so I don't have
he's
to answer
married.
this
I'm
question.
single. What important life lessons?
How
have
about
you learned
I'll
from-
answer it, but I'll change it for married.
Oh, what important life lessons have you learned from being married? I like that. So that's good. We have two different point of views. You're married. You have a significant other, another responsible party to be, I guess, in charge. Not in charge of, but like that you have You're responsible for.
Responsible for, yeah.
And I'm by myself.
A little
The
violin.
violin's a miniature violin, like it's from
Saddest
SpongeBob.
song ever.
No, it's all right. What important life lessons have you learned from being single? I think,
I feel like both of our answers are going to be similar.
yeah, you can get fat. No, I'm just kidding. No, no.
Is that a life lesson?
I mean, it is.
I already got that.
Hold on. I gotta really think about it. Oh, sorry. It's your dad's calling me.
Oh.
I gotta tell my work. Call you back.
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah,
At
that was
first I
your
was like, is something vibrating?
Yeah,
Or-
I know. Oh man, hold on. I gotta think about it real quick.
I'll start thinking about it too. Okay,
Sure.
so, like,
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a lot.
see it?
What important life
Maria,
lessons?
What important life lessons have you learned from being married?
Thanks.
I think for me, probably like patience and understanding.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
like I
that
feel
would-
like there's a lot of like
Things
for you it might be patience for finding your significant other. For
Yes.
me it's patience as far as understanding and communicating to my significant other.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe one of the biggest lessons that you can learn from being in a relationship or being married is communication.
Oh, yeah.
Communication
That's key.
really is key.
Yeah.
Because
Two different beings.
two different people
Have to
if they don't understand, if they don't know why you're doing a specific thing or you like a specific thing that they are doing the opposite of that, well, how are you supposed to, like, let's say our friendship, if there's not communication between each other, if there's not
Sound effects.
communication, like let's say I do something like I tap the table every single time or something like that.
Okay.
Or I have a tendency of every single time I get a ride from you, like I slam the door or something
Right.
like that. And that's like your prized possession.
And I
your
find
car.
that annoying
Or you
or
find that
irritating,
annoying
or I get like
irritating.
kind of
It's
like mad. And why
but
you
you
do that?
don't communicate and I don't know about it, then how am I ever going to stop it?
Right.
And same thing with like if it was the opposite direction, if it's like there's a specific thing that you do that bugs me about, I don't know, like something that you normally do, I don't know, like
Pick my nose, fart.
pick your nose, fart,
front
or
of you.
something. Maybe not something like that because I feel like that's natural, but
Oh, okay.
maybe like I don't know, maybe you go to a place and you don't ask me if I want to go with you or something like that.
Okay.
I think that's some
No,
little
or
bit-
maybe I say negative things in front of you all
Yeah.
the time about maybe like, your family, like, like, oh,
yeah, where it's like yeah, we're friends, but
that's just a little rude and
it's rude and
disrespectful.
he shouldn't be saying that.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, well, how does he know? He just thinks he's joking around with
Yeah.
you guys.
Or what example would you use about you and your wife? Since,
Let's see. Maybe like communicating about like certain things. Like if I'm gonna change the office, like I'm not the only one that uses this office. Like she uses it too for the podcast and for other things.
Gotcha.
And or the business. And if I decide, oh, one day like I'm just gonna tear all this down and put a new design, which actually we're doing on that side of the. You guys can't see it right
Wall's
now, but
bare.
we're gonna turn the other wall into like a secondary option. But if I were to do that without like communicating or not really like asking permission, but like getting that like, hey, what do you think about this idea of changing it? And she's just kind of like, okay, well, that doesn't go with my theme, or that's not going to work for me. And you just changed it without like communicating. Like we're supposed to be a team,
Right.
and you're choosing to make a decision by yourself. So that communication in itself, it's vital, because if not, that could start problems. Because for the next 3 years, that wall might look with all red squares, and I changed it or something like that. And she just looks at it, and like every single time she thinks, I'm mad at him because he did that.
How dare you?
I'm mad at him. Like weeks later passed by, I'm mad at him because he did that. Or if it was vice versa, she turned it and like painted the wall
Purple.
pink or purple or something like that.
Yeah, or
and
gray
it looks
or black
good for
or
her
white, yeah.
podcast or her just environment. It looks nice.
But you
for
don't
me,
like
it's
it,
like,
and she never communicated
Yeah.
that with you. You're like, what the,
yeah, or I have to change the direction of the podcast video because I don't want the pink to be showing. And it's like every single time I'm like, well, she didn't communicate with that. So this is just an example.
No, it's a good example. Yeah,
but
definitely.
Stuff like that where it could bug someone and cause problems later on down the line when it could have been solved by just communicating from one person to another.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, what do you think about this idea? You know what? I don't really like that too much. Let's try to do something else. Yeah. Okay. Versus like same thing with the other person. If they want to just always please the other person, what do you think about this idea? Like, I'm going to paint the entire room black. Oh, yeah, it'll look nice, I think. And they don't actually express or communicate their opinion.
Yeah.
Now they're stuck with that.
Yeah.
And now they're secretly resenting them for some reason.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of like communication and understanding and give and take from each other.
So one answer. Oh, real quick, I'm going to interrupt. So your dad texted me. He's like, "Hey, what is the name of your podcast with Joe?" And I was like, "That's so funny." Yeah, just unforgettable conversations. Yeah. See, he said like, "I'm gonna see him."
Oh,
right
see
here.
him? Oh, yeah. He sent it in Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish. And I'm like, ¿Qué te importa? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. That's like, what do you care?
It's kind of funny because my parents actually love to watch the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, they always have it on the TV.
That's crazy.
They
Because
like
my parents hate it. And they're like reporting it to YouTube.
They're
like,
trying to flag it.
Estos son perros.
No, but
that's cool. Yeah, that's great. Supportive parents. I love his
Yeah.
parents. Shout out to his parents. They're amazing. They're also like parents to me.
they support our podcast. They keep us in line too. So
They adopted me. They paid for welfare and child
support
child support, so I could go through
child
college. Wait, no, that
doesn't make sense.
I need support
paid
and
the
I'm my
other
child. But yeah, great parents. So I was just thinking about, I guess, kind of talking about like what important lessons I've learned being single. He would get that question for me though. That's a burn.
I didn't pick these.
It was destiny.
It was destiny.
Destiny.
It was Jesus.
Jesus knew that. He's like, we want to know why you single or not why.
Why
but,
you single? That's not the question. It says, what did you learn from being single?
What being single? I think it's also cool to like, not cool, but I guess sometimes I learn from other relationships. You know, you can observe.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like
Observe from the outside.
Yeah, outside. Observe from the outside. You and Kez and James and Jax and it's cool to be like, kind of learn and be a witness to like what's going on. And then I was going to say, this is kind of like also another answer. It's something I've learned is to be selfless. I guess it's the opposite of selfish. I think it's important to be able to put that person first. And also you hope that the other person puts you first, if you know what I mean. Make it like a competition, but a good competition where it's like, no, let me treat you first, or let me do this for you first, or let me try this, you know, I guess put the other person before yourself.
So almost like testing if that person's going to reciprocate.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to test them. You want to already be or like get into a relationship knowing like, I guess like, oh, are you going to do the same for me? You know?
Right. Yeah.
And then, that's kind of being selfless. But you also have to be selfish with it yourself. You know, you can't, you know, it's important to kind of like treat yourself and be wise about what you have in your life, what you do in your life. Finding the right
person for you too.
Finding the right person. You know, obviously there's no perfect person. We as humans, each our individual selves are not perfect. Like I know I'm not perfect. I know you're not perfect. You're almost there, but not there. But what's it called?
Not perfect. Definitely not.
Not perfect. But just know like
2XL.
2XL. A medium.
Not perfect, dude.
Don't worry, we'll get your size. But you have to be selfish too about like who you put in your, like who's in your life. You know, you can't just, you want to put like high quality people, as in people that are gonna, you know, want the best for you, that work hard, that are good examples, you know, people that are, you know, you look up to. And that also includes, you know, like, I guess selfless, where, you know, you don't just settle for whatever, you don't settle for whoever you like or someone that likes you, but there isn't really chemistry, and there isn't really respect. Those are a lot of things you want.
Right.
So I've learned a lot from other people, and I've learned that you have to be selfless, put the other person first, but also you have to put yourself first. And it's at the end of the day, it's you, yourself, and God, and then that other person should be someone that supports you and runs the same race along your side, next to you.
Yeah.
And just yeah, I don't know, work on yourself. Always be working on yourself every day if you can. Even the mundane, even little things like trying to be better, doing an act of kindness, showing gratitude. All those little things I think do build up your own character. Lately, I've been like, sometimes I'll just like, occasionally like will compliment someone, or I'll do a good thing for someone. My neighbor was struggling with like being able to watch some games the other day, the World Cup, and I told him like, oh, I can help you out. So I went to his house and I was helping him. He was so grateful, and like those little things, I'm like making me feel good, and then also like I know I'm helping out other people.
Like I think we had a Friendsgiving
Oh, yeah.
party not so long ago, and one of the things that I noticed
last week.
Yeah, I noticed that was awesome about Alex is that instantly, like, no one asked him, no one told him like, hey, we need help like bringing all the dishes in here. Like, he was just there. He was one of the first ones where was like, okay, you know what, these dishes need to be washed, just start bringing dishes to me, I'm gonna wash them all. And even after he did that, we did this at my mom's house, he went and go ahead and like clean the stove too. So it's like no one even asked him to that. He was joking about it too. He was like, like
I know, like I was
nonstop.
It was funny because then like after the dishes, I was cleaning the stove, and then Sadie, your sister, was like,
she's like, you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that. And I
she's
just
like, it's okay. The bathrooms are next.
The bathrooms are next, and everybody started cracking up.
It was hilarious, but it was like he did it out of like the kindness of his own heart. That he's like, you know what? I'll wash the dishes. I'll
do my part.
I'll do my part. I'll clean, and it'll be a nice gesture, even though no one asked for it. It's like kind of like the whole having a servant's heart.
Yeah,
where it's like you're trying to serve another person, even if you did your part. Like you had already brought like 2 dishes that you made yourself. So not only did you cook at home and do all that, but not only bringing that and giving it to us, and it was delicious, by the way.
Thank you.
But then also helping clean and set up everything and whatnot. So it was just you could see it from people. I know for me, I struggle with that a lot too. But I think my wife's helped me with that too. Where it's like
you have honestly changed a lot. Like thankfully, you married a good wife. Where
yes,
she's put you.
I love you, baby. She's gonna edit this later.
She's gonna edit. She's like, what?
She's helped me a lot with that too. Where it's like just to help me like just do it automatically. Like it's just a thing. Like, okay, you're gonna do it. It doesn't matter. Like,
that's good.
Yes or not. Yes or no.
Yeah,
you're gonna do it.
You like it or not, you're gonna do it. And then,
which is a good thing because that also it shows a lot about you versus me. Because I feel like I struggle with that where it's like, okay, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. Versus you, it's like versus you, it's like I'm doing it and I'm gonna do more.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I look up to you for that. That's something that it's a good quality, and a lot of people don't see that because sometimes you're in the back, like how we were in the kitchen when we were cleaning.
Yeah, we're not.
It was like you, me, Sarah, and like Kez that were just cleaning and like
putting away all the leftovers,
packing all the leftovers. So once everybody was about to leave, it's like, here you go.
Here's your little
with you.
Kez did an amazing job. Putting everything. You helped her out and put everything in like little boxes.
So that way it's like, okay, phenomenal. We just ate, we had fun, and now there's a to-go box.
Yeah,
to go with you. So
that
was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it was funny. At one moment, he and I, we looked at each other and like we were talking. We had a conversation about like what distinguishes or what separates men from boys.
Oh yeah, because there was like a topic that had popped up where it's like, oh, what's the difference between boys and men and girls and women? And yeah, there was that moment that
we knew that we were men. Now that we're men.
No, I do like how you were mentioning earlier. Like you surround yourself with people that do like lift you up and that do help you become better. That's why I'm saying, like, even with me, you've helped me become a better person by being that example.
Thanks.
And that's why I do like being surrounded by you, because it's like if you do it, I'm eventually going to do it. Like the whole quote, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I'm okay with that future because you are setting an example for me.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to do. You always want, like they also say, like you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You want to put yourself in an area where there's people that are smarter than you, so that you can actually grow and learn from them.
Yeah.
Become better.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of smart people.
I think a big thing is the people you hang around with
will influence you.
And if you have, some people do have it. I feel like I don't. Toxic friends, they will eventually make you toxic too.
Danny.
Yeah, Danny, he might be toxic.
Donnie J, he's a little toxico.